Nvidia Corporation provides graphics and compute and network solutions in the United States, Taiwan, China, and internationally. Its compute and networking segment provides data center platforms and systems for AI, HPC, and accelerated computing. Mellanox networking and interconnect solutions, automotive AI cockpit, autonomous driving development agreements, and autonomous vehicle solutions, cryptocurrency mining processors, and many, many other things related to enterprise AI. Let's take a look at the analysis. Hello everyone, Jesse Webb, TradersPro. Let's take a look at Nvidia, the charts and trend profile currently. Obviously, it's been a high flyer, talked about a lot here in the last year, and has really had this moonshot from a couple $100 all the way up to $400 in the last year. Currently, it is sitting in this upper range. It's right where we want it to be in terms of a trending stock. In this upper quarter of the chart, a nice bullish bar here. The earnings day was this area here where it actually gapped higher and retraced back down a little bit, and finding new demand here today, really right in the middle of that area. The stock, the question is it priced to perfection? Is it overvalued? Is it fairly valued? Those are questions ultimately that the market is going to decide whether or not it perceives that it can continue to have the amazing growth like it did this last quarter, and is that going to continue to move higher? Is there enough demand there? They're such a large company to generate $16 billion, and to continue to grow that number is going to be harder and harder. So one argument against that growth is just the size of the company itself, and whether or not it's going to be able to see that kind of fast growth. More than likely, that's going to slow here at some point, but there's just a lot of pent-up perspective and future perspective of what this company can do and what the demand might be for their chips and their processing capabilities for other companies to be buying into. The report page, if we take a look at some of the fundamentals here, it is a 99 rank. Obviously, it's just been doing really, really well here this year, and it had this really large pop on earnings. This is actually return on equity has also popped, and the annual EPS 681%. So huge EPS growth, huge quarter over quarter growth, 184% over last year, and quarterly sales up 87% over the prior quarter. So really just a huge quarter, and whether or not it was that those numbers were already priced into the stock, again, that's for the market to decide. For more upside, or if it's fairly valued and continue to the downside, we will never know until the market actually continues to push this stock higher or lower. But in terms of momentum, it's the perfect scenario for this stock. It's had a great run up, 18% across three trades in the last 12 months, 18%, 136%, and then 6%. And has that 6% is as of this most recent signal. So it did start to reverse back down, and this is an area of location where we've got to be able to, as momentum traders, we've got to be able to end the trade at some point, whether or not it is a stop loss or whether it's an actual trigger or a signal. In this case, it was this trigger. It ended that trade and then opens up a new trade, which is currently up 6% at this point. And we'll see if we continue to get any momentum out of this stock. So as far as everything moving and working for this company, it really has been a really nice uptrend. You can see the lows just last October down here at around 140 some odd dollars, and it's just been one uptrend after another, one gap higher after another. The interesting thing about the blowout earnings was it was really significant earnings. This was the last earnings that had really big surprise numbers. This was an even larger surprise number, and the stock didn't gap quite as high. So I think that we're starting to get into that area where the stocks the stock pricing and the valuation of the stock, you're going to start to see some issues regarding the upside, and the market may ultimately decide. That's for the market to determine. So in this case, for the overall momentum, the chart price looks good, the trend looks good, the location looks good, and obviously we know the company is just an amazing bellwether company and is in a really long type of cycle here with AI just really in its infant stages and growing. Nvidia is going to be at the heart of that for years to come. So in terms of an investment, there's also talk of this thing going to $1,000 a share. I remember back in 99, Qualcomm was kind of the same story. It went from 100 to 200 to 400 and then ultimately 1,000. Tesla was kind of the same story a few years ago. So Nvidia is definitely the name of the day, the stock of the day, and to be focusing on, and certainly a great momentum story and a great growth story overall. That'll do it for today's update. Everybody have a fantastic day. If you'd like to be able to analyze these stocks and utilize the TradersPro software, there is a link provided for you at the bottom of the video. We'd love to have you. If you find value in these video presentations on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel and be sure to click on the bell icon so that anytime we have an update, you are alerted to that. Thank you.